Good day, guys. This is Dutch. I'm at my classroom, and today we're going to be doing a quick class on how to clean your 9mm. Today I got two 9mm, but we're going to start with the Glock 919 9mm. So first thing we're going to do is before we go ahead and clean, we're always going to check the firearm, make sure there's no magazine in there. Look in the magazine well, look in the barrel, make sure there's nothing in there. Then we're going to go through disassembly. So for this particular 9, it's a little tricky sometimes, but we're gonna work it out. So ideally what you're gonna do is you're gonna pull the charging slide back a little bit. You're gonna pull these release tabs. It's gonna come back down. You're going to press the trigger, and then it's just gonna slide off. So again, you just pull the slide back a little bit, pull the release, press the trigger, and just slide right off. All right, so for field stripping, you're gonna, you basically got, 4 different things. You got the lower receiver, you got the spring with the bore, and then you have your barrel, and then you got the upper slide. So you really got 4 things that you're using to clean. Normally when I'm cleaning these kind of things, I take it easy, take it light. First I'm probably gonna, what I'll probably do is take some wet ones and just kind of initially just kind of wipe all the initial dirt off. It's nothing big. You're just cleaning. You just wipe off the initial dirt, and then we get into the hard stuff when it comes to, you gotta lightly lube, use your wet naps, using your patches and stuff like that. But normally I do that, I initially just wipe it off with a wet one just to get the surface dirt off. And then we go into kind of like the nooks and crannies and things I want to use. So first you want to do is get you a basic weapons cleaners kit. This one right here is a military kind, so it kind of adapts to like 3 different weapon systems. So what it has in here is you got your bore brushes. Got different sizes, that you can use different sizes, and then you got your cleaning rods and stuff like that. You got your lips, got your CLP, you got other little things in here. So it's like a basic kit. But what I like to do, I like to add stuff when it comes to cleaning, because you never know, how much dirt is going to be on your weapon. So you always want to make sure you're prepared. So I got my CLP, I got my grease, because this helps with lubrication and movement of those moving parts. And I like to try this gun treatment, which is like a light coat lubricant, seal and stuff like that. You also want to have, if you have too much buildup on, you got your carbon cleaner. So I always use that. Normally I use this with my AR-15, but occasionally I may use it with my 9, just in case there's just too much stuff on there. Also, you got your swabs to get out those hidden, to get inside those hidden areas. And you got other different types of bore tips that you may use. So these are all the basic things you use when you're going to clean your weapon. And like I said, being in a 9mm is very small, not a lot of parts, you're gonna slightly, you're gonna get some of this cleaner here. This is the gun treatment cleaner. You're just gonna pretty much lightly spray down. Lightly spray. You want this stuff to kind of soak in. Where's my spring? You got your spring. You just want it to lightly soak in. Let that sit on there for like 5 or 10 minutes, and you come back with your basic stuff, and you just kind of work your way through. And like I said, using your bore brush, regular size brushes and stuff. Very easy process. Get your brushes, and you just kind of wipe off and clean off the carbon. Nothing too hard. The basic stuff. And like this stuff right here is lubricant, so very easy to use. Just kind of use as you need it, but you always want to make sure you got a light coat on the weapon, just to keep it, functioning. No big deal. And then once you kind of brush everything down, you always want to go back to the basic stuff, like your Q-tips. Get those Q-tips in there, get that excess stuff off. Get that excess stuff off, all the excess carbon, all the excess dirt, grime, and then you kind of go back, get you a fresh wipe, Start wiping that stuff down until you get all that stuff, until you get all the dirt off. Go, because this is kind of wet, but like I said, you go in there and get all that excess dirt off, excess lube off, and then once you finish, you go back. And what I like to do is I take this spray cleaner, I put it on a Q-tip, a little bit on the Q-tip, and I go back through, lightly coat everything. You coat all your areas, coat on your bore, your springs, you light coat everything down. And you pretty much, that's what you need. And then when you finish, you go back to the stuff, you go back to assembly, put it together. Like I said, it's not a hard process, and when you put it back together, you just put it back together in reverse order. Yep, this pretty much just lines up. And there you go, and you go to the functions check, and again, you're just checking to make sure the weapon is clear, and that's all to it. If you like this video, if the video was helpful, give me a like at the bottom of the screen. Just signing off.